break down amino acids for metabolism. I said there's a buildup of this ammonia. Where is it going to go? There you go, to the liver. The liver will convert this to urea, you see, and then send it to the kidney, so you pee out. And it's an automatic thing. It's beyond our control. That's why a lot of people doing the protein diet, protein shake, what is their main problem? They get dehydrated. That's why you advise them to drink lots of water, because it's an automatic thing. When you take in all of these toxic substances in excess, it's automatic. Your body is designed to get rid of it. You get rid of it through your PP. And so you automatically get dehydrated. You have to drink to replace the water that was necessary in getting rid of those toxic substances. Does it make sense, everybody? You understand this hepatic portal circulation? This picture right here? You know, I can't stress enough the importance of your liver. I hope that today, before you go home, you're going to go to maybe Hallmark and buy a nice stationery and start writing. Start having your Dear Liver Diary. Today, I appreciate you. You really have to appreciate your liver. It is just a very, very important organ in the body. You cannot, it's one of those things that we just take for granted. And the problem with all these illnesses or problems that we talk about, it's not until it's grave that we realize, oh, I should have taken care. So that's why when you talk to your friends, or even my Baba, he thinks I'm full of, he's I don't believe you. It's because, of course, it's not going to happen overnight. But over time, when you're old, that's when the problems will show up. You understand? Okay? There's one more thing I was going to say, but I forgot. Never mind. I will remember. So now we get to the last part. There's one more very important thing about it. So hopefully, as it empties into this central vein and join the inferior vena cava, it has been filtered of toxic substances. What's here is just glucose, just all the nutrients. This is the main filter that tries to protect you from harmful chemicals. Okay? And it also packs itself with glycogen. I'm trying to remember. I think I remember. Slowly, I'm trying to remember. Protein? No, not protein. Fat? Anyway, I'll remember. Okay. So now when we get to the ileum, look at how the ileum looks like. So we're done absorbing in our jejunum, okay? And when we get to the ileum, by the time the chyme gets to the ileum, you have absorbed what you needed to absorb. And so what's here in the ileum is the beginning of feces. And feces is dirty. We know that, right? So that explains why we have these Peyer's patches in the ileum. Okay? Which is lymphatic tissue. Lymphatic tissue. White blood cells, right? They serve to protect us from possible contamination, bacteria. And from here, it will proceed to the colon. By the way, here is how you absorb your nutrients. There's two routes for absorption of your nutrients. Your blood vessel and your lacteals. The lacteal is referring to your lymphatic capillary. That's what you call lymphatic capillaries in the small intestines. It's called lacteals. So in the lymphatic, in the lacteals is where we absorb our fats. We're going to study fat metabolism, all of this metabolism of these nutrients. And in the capillaries of my villus, the small intestine, is where I absorb all the other nutrients. Your glucose, your amino acids, they get absorbed here. Okay, so you absorbed it, and now you're left with feces, and I want you to look at this. This is the beginning of, so this is your ileum. You see they cut it. There's the terminal portion of your small intestine, the ileum. And then you will see the colon. So you have your ascending colon, the transverse, the descending colon, then the rectoid, sigmoid, then rectum, rectoid, rectum, and then you have your anus. Okay? Okay. Look, 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 look. Right here, look for this in your cat. Look for the appendix. Look at where God put your appendix. Perfect for its location. It's right at the junction between the ileum and the cecum. Okay? The ileum, the ileum already contains feces, and we know this is all poop. So this is dirty. So the appendix, write down is in your notes. The appendix is not a digestive organ, actually. The appendix is actually lymphatic. It's a lymphatic organ. So it contains lots of white blood cells. And isn't that good in protecting us from bacteria, right? There's lots of bacteria here. So if you have appendicitis, they just take this out. And if this ruptures, it can be life-threatening, because they're trying to contain any kind of infection. Means there's bacteria in there, and if it ruptures, you remember the mesentery, it can very easily spread the infection. You go into sepsis. I know you've heard of sepsis, right? Overwhelming infection. Okay. So when you get to the colon, is there, first of all, how do I know it's colon? The colon, if you look at it, it has these permanent folds. The reason why it has permanent folds like this is because the smooth muscle of the large intestines is not encompassing the whole wall of your large intestine. They are in columns. So when they contract, they lend to that puckering appearance of your large intestine. And this is why the poop, the feces, has that shape. It is because of these pouches in your colon. Okay? Another feature that is present in your colon and not in your small intestine are these fatty tissues. They're called epiploic appendages or fatty appendages. That's just how you're able to know, to tell the large intestine from the small intestine, just by looking at it. Okay? Is there any more absorption going on in the large intestine? Yes, water. And is there anything? We know that the large intestine contains bacteria, right? Your friendly bacteria. Do they do anything for us? Yes. You give them your leftover food and they give you gas. You fart. There's also other presets from the bacteria. They give you vitamin B12, you remember? Which is important for red blood cell maturation. Do you remember they also give you vitamin K? Right? You had that in one of your worksheets. Remember penicillin? You have to give patients now extra vitamin K because you can kill your friendly bacteria. They're the ones that make this vitamin. You absorb it there. Is there any kind of chemical digestion going on in the large intestine? No more. But there's still peristalsis there, right? Between the small and the large intestine, peristalsis is faster in the small intestine than the large intestine. here the movements, the peristalsis movements here are referred to, are called mass movements. So they're slow, but they're very forceful. They still keep moving until we get to this part. So when we get to that part, to the anus, you see that there's a sphincter there, okay? And the sphincter in your anus have two, there's two parts to the sphincter, an internal sphincter and an external sphincter. The internal anal sphincter is smooth muscle. The external is skeletal muscle. So by the time the feces gets here, remember you stretch the muscle, you initiate a reflex. So this is what's referred to as your defecation reflex. It's a local reflex that involves your spinal cord, the sacral segment of your spinal cord. So what happens is when the feces lands here, it stretches the wall of your anus right here, and it triggers the defecation reflex. The defecation reflex will relax the internal sphincter, but not the external, because the external is under voluntary control. That is when you feel the urge to go to the bathroom. So how do you poop? How do you poop? Don't you go like this?
If you will come out, sure.
Don't you go like that,
Sometimes
right?
it'll just come out by itself.
It's pressure driven. Everything is pressure driven. They don't, again, they don't have legs to walk out from here to here, right? We have to move them. Don't we have to do our job, right? So you have to increase abdominal pressure to push them out. And that's the end. So now that we have studied the digestive system, I want to ask you, do you believe in the detox diet?
No.
Do you believe in that one? I don't think so.
Just eat a healthy
It
diet.
says it will help you get rid of the toxins from your body. What did you get rid of? You cannot, everything, once those toxins enter your body, it's gonna get to your liver, right? Right here. Once the toxins enter the body, it's gone. It can't, there's no reverse. So that's why I don't believe in that detox diet. Okay? Do you have any questions on the digestive system? So this slide over here, I included some slides. Look at here. This is for your carbohydrate digestion, and it's telling you the site of action, the source. Okay, so you have these terms right here, and the brush border enzymes are the enzymes of my duodenum, the small intestine. They're called brush border because it looks like a brush. When you look at it, and when you open the can, they look like they're brushy. So that's why they termed it brush border enzyme. Okay? So then the next slide shows you protein digestion and the enzymes. Remember the difference between stomach zymogen and the small intestine zymogen. Here they need acid, here they don't need acid. They're not the same. They're not the same. Okay? Then the next slide shows you fat digestion. And then this one combines everything. So I want you to look at this slide. Okay? Look at this one. Very important. When we talk about our minerals, I said we don't have to digest them anymore. Okay? But look at how you absorb your minerals and your vitamins. You need to see this. It says follows concentration gradient. Even your water follows a concentration gradient. And this is why when we have diarrhea, right, we need to replace or replenish our electrolytes. That's the only way that we can absorb them. They follow concentration gradient. If not, you're going to be compromised. That's why it's always very important to be adequately hydrated. The next chapter talks about nutrition and metabolism, chapter 24. But uh, that ends our discussion of the digestive system. So I want you now, you take a break for 5 minutes.